It was a quiet morning in August 2021 when a Long March rocket blasted off from a launch pad in China.
In the Gobi Desert, they were ready.
To the rest of the world, it looked like just another routine space mission, but it wasn't. What that rocket carried would send a cold shiver down the spine of every general in the Pentagon.
Trade tensions between the U.S. and China are intensifying yet again ahead of President Trump's expected meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping later this month.
And again, I have a great relationship with President Xi. I expect to be able to make a good deal with him.
Delivered some clear messages on a range of issues, starting with Taiwan, of course. Xi Jinping said reunification with Taiwan is unstoppable.
Mr. Xi says his country has met the economic targets of the 14th five-year plan, with its GDP expected to surpass the $20 trillion mark this year.
For decades, we've been told that China is just a factory, a place that makes cheap plastic toys and iPhones designed in California. But while the West was busy fighting culture wars, China was busy rewriting the rules of warfare, economics, and technology. The sleeping giant didn't just wake up, it stood up, looked the West in the eye, and took the crown. But that missile test was just the warning shot. The real weapon isn't flying in space, it's being welded together in the shipyards of Shanghai right now. If you want to understand why the balance of power has shifted, you don't need to look at GDP charts, you just need to look at the water. In war, logistics is everything. And right now, China is building the most terrifying logistical machine in history. A leaked slide from US naval intelligence revealed a statistic that sounds like a typo, but it isn't. China's shipbuilding capacity is now roughly 232 times greater than that of the United States.
$32 billion in 2023 alone, the country's once thriving shipbuilding industry has dwindled. At the same time, China's shipbuilding footprint is expanding dramatically.
China has over 200 times the shipbuilding capacity of the US.
Let that sink in. 232 times. In 2024, China built over 1,000 commercial vessels. The United States built 8. We aren't talking about fishing boats here. These shipyards are dual use, meaning the same docks that churn out massive container ships can instantly switch to building destroyers and aircraft carriers. The US Navy is currently shrinking, struggling to keep its ships out of dry dock because it doesn't have the workers or the parts. Meanwhile, China is printing warships like they are daily newspapers. They already have the largest navy in the world by hull count. The old American strategy was simple. We have more ships, and our ships are better. Well, quantity has a quality all its own. And when you can replace your losses 200 times faster than your enemy, you don't need to be better. You just need to be relentless. But ships are slow. The real war for the future is happening at the speed of light and on the assembly lines of the future. For a long time, the West comforted itself with a simple lie. China can copy, but they can't innovate. We told ourselves that they could steal our plans, but they could never build a better car or a faster chip. Well, 2024 was the year that lie officially died. Look at the auto industry. For years, Tesla was the undisputed king of electric vehicles. They were the cool, high-tech innovators. But in 2024, the Chinese giant BYD didn't just catch up, they overtook Tesla to become the world's #1 seller of electric vehicles. And they didn't do it by copying. They did it by building better batteries, cheaper supply chains, and cars that people actually want to buy. And it goes deeper than cars. In critical technologies, the stuff that will define the next century, like advanced batteries, hypersonic detection, and 5G, China isn't following, they are leading. According to the Australian Strategic Policy Institute, China now leads the United States in 57 out of 64 critical technologies. The scientific journals prove it too. In 2024, China produced nearly twice as much scientific research output as the US. The idea that China is just a copycat nation is a dangerous fantasy that is going to get the West left behind. But having the ships and the tech is useless if you don't control the money. And this is where things get really controversial. The United States dollar is the most powerful weapon ever invented. It allows America to sanction countries, print money to fund its debts, and control the global financial flow. But that weapon is running out of ammo.
Human civilization has changed drastically over the last 400 years. Yet over that time, there have only been 3 primary international currencies: the Dutch guilder, the British pound, and the US dollar. Due to the self-reinforcing dynamic of network effects, the top currency tends to remain on top. But the last 400 years also show us that, no matter how entrenched they may appear, dominant international currencies can and do change.
China knows they can't beat the US military tomorrow, but they can bleed the US economy dry today. They are systematically building a world where the dollar is optional. They are buying gold at record rates. They are trading in yuan. If you think the US dollar is going to remain the world reserve currency forever, or if you think this de-dollarization is just fear-mongering, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your take. And if you want to stay ahead of these massive global shifts, hit that subscribe button right now. This financial revolt isn't happening in the shadows anymore. It has a name: BRICS. In 2024, the BRICS alliance, originally just Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, expanded. They added major players like Iran, Egypt, and the UAE. This isn't just a club for developing nations anymore. This is a resource superpower. The new BRICS Plus controls over 40% of the world's oil production. They control the rare earth minerals you need for your phone and your fighter jets. And sitting at the head of the table is Beijing. China has effectively created a global South bloc that is bigger, more populous, and faster growing than the G7. They are telling the world, you don't need Washington, you don't need their lectures on democracy, and you don't need their sanctions. Come do business with us. And it's working. While the US is busy trying to put out fires in the Middle East and Eastern Europe, China is signing trade deals. They are building the ports, the rails, and the 5G networks that bind these countries to Beijing for the next 50 years.